Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You might be catching me on my BitChute channel, True Divine 44. You can get me Facebook, True Divine 44, and the True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. This is a Write It on the Wall. It is the 18th of November 2020. This is just where I share what I want to share, whether it's psychic knowings, whether it's research, whether it's just what I want to talk about. And this is something that I heard that really shows the comparison between the warnings of Huxley and the warnings of Orwell. you know, it is the 1984. So it's crazy how accurate both of their statements and their fears are. And so we look at Huxley, and he said people will come to adore their oppression and the technologies that take them away from themselves. Have we not seen that? Do we not see the people that are happily wearing masks and happily policing others that do not want to do so? Do we not see people adoring those in power? Do we not see political rallies, that people put so much time and effort into? Do we not see that the technologies, we allowed them to just get away with murder? We've allowed them to just sneak in. We've allowed them to just take over, and we've allowed them to oppress us. We see that today. We see that if it doesn't go with the view of the platform, they can oppress your voice. They can oppress the information that you see. Yet we still buy their latest products. Orwell feared books would be banned. We've seen that. We've seen that a few books have now been taken off Amazon that speak a lot of truth, banned from being sold on there. And so, yes, that's happening on the quiet too. That people are having to find other ways of selling their books. And of course, Amazon has become so big and so tyrannical in the market that is difficult to do. Huxley feared there would be no want to have books. There has been a decrease in the amount of books that people buy and indeed read. So there's a mix of the two happening, where there's maybe not the banning of books on the scale that Orwell feared. We do see that that is happening to a select few. But also we see Huxley's fear that people, have gone so far away from the written word. They've gone so far away from just having something to hold and read and keep, that nobody can sort of wipe off the internet or just pretend it never existed by, just taking it off every site. Orwell feared those that would deprive information. We see that. We see, as I've just said there, they can selectively, through the technologies that Huxley feared, that they can selectively give us the information that they want and keep information away from us. They've literally changed history. They've literally created wars under the guise of something else, just to go and destroy artifacts or steal artifacts that would tell us exactly what we are and where we came from, or at least tell us a big part of our story that would obviously free us. There's a lot to do with the free technology that the ancient ones knew about, that has been hidden and stolen and we've been deprived of. So we see that also. Whereas Huxley feared we'd be drowned in so much information that we'd be reduced to egotism and passivity. We see that in that they tell us so clearly what they're doing, but at the same time, they pummel us with even more headlines. They pummel us with even more distractions. They build even, movies and things like that. They actually tell us a lot of what is happening in the movies. They pre-program us for what the reality is that they want to bring in. But we are distracted by it, but we can't see through the illusion of it. We can't see that they are programming our brains. We are passive to it, and ego is fed by, the information of political correctness and the oppression of this one and that one and the divide. We see that. Orwell feared the truth would be kept from us. There is a lot of truth kept from us. There is a lot of people in power now that could flick the switch as promised and tell us all of the things and declassify all of the things that need to be declassified. But that promise isn't coming to the fore. Huxley feared those that would give us so much information that would be drowned in a sea of irrelevance. We are. The saying of today's newspaper is tomorrow's fish and chip wrappers. In the UK, we used to always have, not that long ago, the fish and chips. They would use the old newspapers from the day before to wrap up your fish and chips, especially at the beach. It gave it a better taste, I think, for good, better or worse, whether it was the ink or what, I don't know. But yeah, today's headlines is tomorrow's fish and chip wrapper. So we see that. Although they're not using it for fish and chips anymore, they very quickly move to the next. Are we hearing about the Epstein case? Are we hearing about that evil woman in court right now? No, not enough anyway. Orwell feared we'd be a captive culture. Are we not on house arrest? Are we not told how far we can go? Are we not even told what relatives and how many of them we can see? Yeah, we see that. Huxley feared we'd become a trivial culture. Do we not see that? I mean, this blows me away. I have psychic knowings, but damn, this blows me away. We are seeing that we are so easily distracted by the trivial, that the big stuff going on in the background, just let it happen. It's okay. I'm watching a cute video. Or I'm watching somebody, I don't know, lick something deadly, because that seems to be a thing now. Huxley stated in the book, A Brave New World Revisited, the civil libertarians and rationalists who are ever on the alert to oppose tyranny failed to take into account man's almost infinite appetite for distraction. Wow. Again, blown away. We have. I'm an opposer, I'm a rationalist, and I don't like what I see happening. I never have, even as a kid, never have. And yeah, they create these distractions, the games, the movies, this side, that side, the sports. And now we've gone so far into their plan, they've even removed that, and now they're just distracting us by the evil boogeyman that is no more than a patented flu. Orwell feared control inflicted by pain. Well, in the world, we are seeing that. In China, we know that there is pain inflicted in a level that we, in many other places in the world, cannot even contemplate. Syria, the Armenians, I mean, a genocide that just went over people's heads, and it's happening again, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody is looking at it. Nobody is feeling their pain. I am, but not enough people. So we see that. We see that, in the US, in the UK, it might be a bit of a shinier surface, but there are authority figures that, inflict pain. Not to the extent of places like China. Huxley feared control inflicted by pleasure. Pleasure seekers. I spoke with Doc. I'm a co-presenter with him every Tuesday, and I spoke about pornography. All of those things are true, that we are distracted so easily by meaningless pleasure. Orwell feared what we fear will ruin us. That's happening. We've been told to fear this thing that hasn't actually been proven to kill anybody, because these tests have been nothing but a failure and are not even made for that. But we've been instilled with fear, and we are being controlled by that. We are being cattled by that. We are being told what to do by that. I'm not, but many will. And many will take their remedy. And their remedy is that jab, and it will ruin people. It will change people on in a genome level. Huxley feared what we desire will ruin us. We're seeing that. We're seeing that we desire authority. We desire somebody else to make the decisions. We desire somebody else to save the day. We desire things to be on tap immediately. We've lost the art of teaching our children how to wait and get excited in that wait and work for the very thing that they want to bring into their reality, and have all of those gifts that experience of the wait in the working brought, all of those lessons that brought. Everything's immediate. We need to see it. We need to see it. As soon as enough people see this, as soon as enough people see that two men could both predict what these beings, these hijackers, were going to do, and how we as people were going to react to them. Let's stop being so damn predictive. Let's start being this Ace of Wands. Let's start being fiery, creative, and remembering who we are and creating our reality, rather than giving these people this false authority to be tyrannical over us and control us and bring in a reality that I do not want to see. To allow them to work with people, to allow them to say that they are good, and they are, sending troops here, bringing troops there, doing this, doing that, Brexit and this, when actually they are working with the very thing. My daughter used to say, change today, I'll be China tomorrow. We're already there. We need to see it. We do not want them to complete this plan. Really, we do not. Stop doing as you are told. Stop. Because both of these men are right. Both of them. And all of this is only being brought about by the we, the us. They can't bring these realities in and do these things without our consent. But the way technologies have moved, if we don't see it now, if we don't say no now, it's going to actually change. It doesn't even matter that they are the few anymore, because by the technologies that they can use and how they are just allowed to use them, they are one eye, they're the many. They are the this. How do they do it? This or that. That's what they are. That's what that helps them be. So, let's do this. Let's change this. Let's see this. Let's appreciate the warnings that we have here, and lift ourselves out of this tyranny. To stop allowing these people to be rewarded with huge paychecks, huge gratification. For what? For being abusive, for being tyrannical, for being narcissistic bastards that hurt people, that enjoy doing so. Let's change it. So that was a little comparison and the writing on the wall for the 18th of November 2020. Please leave a comment. I found that super intriguing, super interesting, if not a bit disappointing that we've allowed it to come about. But thankfully, there are people like that that are documenting their intuitive knowings, their research, and seeing what writing what they see, so that we can have that forewarning, forearming, to say, stop, enough. So much love. Please leave a comment, follow, like, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. For any personal tarot readings or spiritual guidance sessions or energy work, hook up with me at truedivinemedia@gmail.com, or you can get me on my business Facebook page, True Divine 44. I always struggle with that. I'm going to have to find a different way to say that, but I'll work on it. Okay, I love you all. I'll see you soon.